Today I'd like to introduce to you the game Glastonbury. And in this game, the players are pretending to be magicians who are making their own magic potion. And this magic potion is, the strength of that magic potion will determine the winner. So how do we figure out the strength of that magic potion? Let's take a look. Okay, so in this game, we set it up as this board, and on this board are various ingredients for our magic potion. And we want to bring those magic potions into our cauldron, and then at the end of the game, we'll calculate those ingredients using this score sheet to determine who has the most potent brew. Okay, and so each player has their own piece, which represents them, and they will go around the board in a clockwise manner. And how they go is on their cauldron, each player will begin with the cauldron, and each cauldron starts with the number 2, which means each player will begin by moving 2 steps. Then when he moves down 2 steps, now I can choose any of these ingredients that are on this line that I want to put into my cauldron. So let's say I just choose this and I put it into my cauldron, and then I'll replace this empty place with a new ingredient. And so the game will keep going, you know, blue will go, green will go, yellow will go, and we'll keep adding more ingredients into our cauldron, right, and replacing it until the pile is used up. And when the pile is used up and there are no longer ingredients to be able to take, that's when the game ends. And when the game ends, now we can choose to score. And how we score is, when you have ingredients, so just for example's sake, when you have ingredients, as it says right here, when you have only one type of that card, then you minus the number from your total score. So this would be a -3, since I only have one frog in my cauldron, and it's the number 3. Each picture will have a number value between 1 and 4. Okay, and then so if I have 2 of the same picture, then that adds nothing, takes nothing away. It just becomes 0. Now let's say if I were to have 3 of these, then I would add all the corresponding numbers. So let's say 2 plus 4 plus 3 is 9, right? And that would give me a score of 9. Now if I were to have 4, right, and as we said, they're between 1 and 4, and so I would have a score of 10 plus 5. So that would give me a score of 15 for those 4 cards. Then if you look here, there's a special rule here, right? And it says that if I have 3 or more of the same color as my piece, so since I'm red, and if I have 3 or more of these red colors, then not only do I apply the rules, so add it up if it's 3, and then add it up and plus 5 if it's 4, then I also multiply it by 2. So let's say that I were to have 4 of these. 10 plus 5 is 15 times 2 is 30, which would mean that my total score for just these cards would be 30. So at the end of the game, whoever has the highest score has the most potent brew. Now you may say, hey, that's an easy game. Like, all you have to do is just keep track of what you are storing up. But the catch is this, is that once you put the ingredient into the cauldron, you can no longer look at what's under. You're not allowed to look at what you gathered up. And so since you can't look, you don't know what you have. You may not know what you have, and you may not know what the other players have. That's where the fun comes in. And so it's a very simple game that you can play with kids of, you know, young ages and also older ages, but it's also a game of memorization and strategy. And so you got to remember what you have and remember what the other players have as well. And so in this way, this game brings a lot of fun in the randomization of how you score. So I hope that you'll find this game to be as enjoyable as I do when I play with my family. Thank you very much.